what can a competitive spirit do for your company, for your people in your company? Today, the guys, they made the decision to get extremely competitive and who could make the most phone calls. This has never happened. This has been a goal of mine for the team for probably 3 years. We track how many dials are made, and we're not a huge company, so our targets have been, well, embarrassing. But today we have gone over 1,000. Right now, I think guys are still at the office calling, but we're at 1,005 phone calls. And that's not very many people calling, by the way. I think today we had Cameron Harper. He's at 204 calls. Jacob Freeze is at 179. Josh Harrell and Austin are at 250. Larima, 51. Mark Moonguy at 167. And Noah, 154. So right now there's a total of 105 phone calls, nearly 21 hours of talk time. And I know a lot of people probably hate whenever you get called, and sometimes maybe it does show up as spam because we're calling through a system. But it looks like we talked to 110 people today. And I think there were some leads that were generated out of that. But what could that do for your company if you had people that made the decision, we're going to compete today? So they broke up into teams of 2. There's 3 teams. And I think the losers, there will be one winning team. The losers have to do something that's probably going to be very embarrassing or shameful. But for the guys that made those calls, man, that means a lot to me, especially when we're in a time of economic contraction. The only way you're going to be able to get this is by creating your own economy. And days like this, the 6 guys in Larima that went in there and they did this today, it means a whole lot to me. This is really what happens to people when survival is threatened. So if you're ever in a situation where you actually have to come up with an idea, or like back in the old days, you'd cram for a test that was the night before, you could actually pull off miracles once your survival is threatened. So today, our guys are backs against the wall. Things are slowing down. I just really appreciate those guys that have done it. 1,000 calls. That's been a dream, a goal for probably 3 years. I didn't even know if it'd be possible. There's been several days where we would get to 400 or 500 calls, but there's reasons why we do this. This is the internal building of a successful person, where you're building confidence, courage, and commitment on a daily basis. So I'm really proud of those guys. And tomorrow, I won't be bitching at them. I will be telling them how proud I am. So if you watch this video, give a shout out to those guys, because going in there and banging out calls like that, I mean, it's a tough job.